Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third chapter of our podcast, Beyond the Speech, where we talk about debate and all the problems it can present. Today, we meet a very important person for us, as he has accompanied us in our process, Sebastián Becerra, who will talk about one of the most beautiful categories, speeches, consisting of artistic representation that goes beyond the debate. Thank you very much for coming. We were present witness of your great speech as at the National. Tell us about yourself.
Um, well, first of all, thanks for having me right now today. I'm very glad to being called and being invited by you to this podcast. I'm very flattered by that, and I'm thankful. Well, I'm just a boy in community college, uh, mostly, but you could say that I have kind of certain experiences of speeches, most particularly in the competitive scenario. Um, I've mainly developed um, speeches in college thanks to my debating society, and I do know that I have some kind of experience given by my student life, by my high school life, but I've completely forgotten what I did in all those years. So right now I'm just, as I said earlier, I'm just a boy in college that some days does speeches, and that's all. Yeah.
Okay, you're definitely too amazing, really. And I know there is no one better than you to explain what is speeches. How does it work?
Oof. Sorry. Do you hear the explosions?
No problem.
Okay, there are protests in the college right now. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, but well, speeches, it depends on the particular experience by the person. Mostly, speeches is a space that allows you to develop and express a lot of emotions, and it is it is a wonderful space. It was explained to me by a friend of ours, uh, also from this college, and she told me that speeches is like a sandbox where you basically can play freely with language, with the stories, with your memories, even with emotions, and you try to transmit that to other people. And that's the beauty of this particular space, is that it allows you a lot of freedom to create, to explore yourself, and even explore other faces that you didn't know you had at that moment. And it is like, yeah, it gives you a lot. It is a wonderful space.
Yes, it's beautiful to participate in it. Thank you for contextualizing us. You definitely have to know speech to understand the ability to convey messages, to understand context, and to speak from the heart. How has your experience in speech been?
Well, as I've told you earlier, I do know that I did some speeches during my high school years, but I know I won some contests, but right now I'm not sure what I won. I don't remember, but I do know I did something in the past. Right now, um, I just I've I've done a couple national tournaments of speeches here in Colombia. As you know, I won the speeches category in the year 2023, and that's basically all. Right now, the my time is being spent especially teaching teaching speeches for some students, and also I'm trying to organize some tournaments, but that's just if I'm invited to. But I'm not that active right now.
Okay, I think that into school debate society, in Hope, we will admire your experience as a speech maker and how capable you are to teach us think about it. Also, we have met several times in some tournaments when you are coaching. Thank you very much for for telling us. Really,
Uh, I'm grateful. Deeply grateful for your gratitude as as a group. I can feel that, and that is actually what has been motivating me the most during all these times. Like planning the workshops, planning each session that we've had the opportunity to make, and I've been trying to what I've been trying to teach you, what I have taught you, is just a small part of all that can be given to you. And I, at the same time, I feel deeply sorry because I would like to teach you more. I would like to spend more time with you. And I know that I can do better. And that's what I would like to do in the future, in not so far future, of course. But yes, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all your gratitude, for all the time that you have give, gave to me. Damn. Well, for all the time that you've shared with me. I'm grateful, and I just want to know that I wish that the experience is just as good enough as you guys are.
do you think speeches are important?
Oof,
Why?
I have that's something I have shared with you. I'm not sure if you remember, but that was one workshop I planned. It was the workshop of why to do speeches. So mainly, yes, they are deeply important, not just for sharing your emotions, not just for this aspect of self-discovery that speeches allows us to involve. But I do believe speeches are far more than that. They are political. They are. I wouldn't like to say it as space of knowledge, but it is. The speeches are everywhere, are in our day-to-day activities, in the news, in the music we hear, in everything that in each conversation that we have with our friends and family, the speeches are there. But that is only if we understand the speeches as every like contact of shared information verbally. And that means that there's a lot in it, that it has a lot of layers, especially in how the speeches and how the vocabulary, how our own language influences us to think in certain ways, and to yes, so yes, they are important because it basically has a lot to do in how we think today and what kind of people we are. So yes.
Yes, it's like a narrative. We take advantage of this category so that people have some space for freedom. To finish, what message will you give to people who do not speak?
Oof, that's also something that I say to you in the workshop of speeches. And you do not have to make a speech in a certain way. That's something I hate the most in other categories that I've seen, because there's another category. I do not know its name. It is called something like, give me a second. I'll search the name. It is its name is something like oratory or rhetoric, but I don't like it because it emphasizes in being extremely expressive and not just expressive, excessively expressive, and that's all. If you do not know how to talk nicely, if you do not know how to attract people's attention, then you'll most certainly lose that category. And that shows a problem of the people's perception on what speeches are. Speeches is not talking nicely. Speeches is not just attracting people's attention and being just fun for them. And the point being is that you do have an own voice. You do have a certain style that you need to embrace, and that's okay. I've seen from the speeches I've heard from you guys. I know that there are some people that like to do it like if it was poetry, like it was storytelling, like it was rapping in the, like singing a song, or yeah, and creating a song. That's beautiful. That's what I like about the space that we have created, not just with us, but in this competitive space, right? So that's my recommendation, is just to embrace your own voice. You do not need to talk in a certain way. You don't need to be, yeah, you don't need to sound like fancy, elegant. You just need to be you, and embrace it and be proud of it. And yes, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. Really, thank you for telling us about your experience, because you're a great example to follow in this category. You help us to encourage people to participate the whole circuit, and we consider that very, very important.
Um,
Thank
Thank you for inviting me, and thanks for everything you've given and talked to me. Really, thank you.
you. Thanks to the listeners of the podcast. With this interpretation, we can conclude that the category of speeches is really worthwhile, and that it's very important to develop visions about, so that more people are encouraged to enter to debate without fear. Thank you. Ya. Es
Ah, ok.
que sí, creo. A ver.
Todavía está grabando.